Hello everyone, I'm Overhaul, and today we're going to be discussing how powerful is the League of Villains right now. Spoilers! They are freakishly more powerful! So yeah. So yeah. So here's how we're going to be doing this discussion video. We're going to start with the top because the top is, I would say, last discussion worthy, and then move on to the bottom of the hierarchies. Or the more vague hierarchies, or the less likely to be used. So yeah, let's start with the king himself, Lord Toma Shigaraki. So it's very apparent that if Toma was in One Punch Man universe, he would definitely be a dragon, a low dragon, or a demon plus, or high demon, or honest to God, dragon is the best way to say it. Like, he would not be a joke if he was in One Punch Man universe. Namely because he almost destroyed the entire city, and the only reason why the city probably remains is because Toma seems to have arranged this problem, which, honestly, I would like to know what that range distance is supposed to be. Because I believe that we got from the middle of the city to the end of a city to see the sunsets, without anything in the middle, so I am curious about that distance. But yeah, Tomura in the last chapter has shown why he's the king, why he's the powerhouse, why he's one of the most powerful characters ever. Which actually, he might very well be the strongest character who only possesses one quirk. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves, All Might technically had multiple quirks. All For One technically has multiple quirks. Gigantamakia has been confirmed to have multiple quirks. Nomus are all beings created by multiple quirks. Daku has multiple quirks. I mean, so yeah, currently I think Toma is the strongest guy captain with only one quirk. So yeah, his destruction capability is insane. His speed, well, the best speed stat that we got from was Redastro saying that he moves so fast like a cat, which I wonder if that's supposed to be taken as one of those faster cats, or if just a cat in general, because I don't think cats are really all that over the toply fast. Although remember, all the feats that we got in the last chapter for Tomura, all of those feats are ham, tired, weekend, sleepy. Yeah, it might be fine saying sleepy, but let's be honest with ourselves. Tomura has been fighting Gigantamakia for a month and a half before he went to the army, and he went there and already did quite a few destruction himself, and then fought with Dastro, a guy who not only was unscathed and also multiple power-ups, but he was basically nothing to Toma. Like, sure, at the beginning he was like, ugh, they kind of beating Toma down, but as soon as Toma got serious and started decaying those blows, he was winning. Also, all the long range attacks, now you're going to have to make sure that they hit before Toma is able to decay them. Which, honestly, I am wondering what's his limit and how many fingers does he need to put, because on his left hand, I believe, he only has 2 fingers and was able to start decaying. So, how many fingers does he actually is able to use without decaying something, I wonder, right now. Or maybe it was something like, it depends on how many fingers he has, and maybe that's how decay works, but anyways, Toma, say the Destroyer. Honest to God, I would wonder, honest to God, Dragon level. Now to Toma's right-hand man, Dabi. Some of you might be asking if referring to Dabi as a right-hand man makes sense. Well, Dabi fits the mold of the right-hand man, he is the most likely right-hand man, and if you go by the latest volume cover we've got, Darby is on Tomoa's right hand, and consider the fact that as soon as the Vanguard Action Squad was assembled, Tomoa was, Darby, you're in charge. Even though you have no prior criminal history, there is clearly another competent member who could be the leader, but no, you are in charge. So yeah, assuming that Darby is the right-hand man is fair. So yeah, unfortunately in this last chapter arc, we didn't even get to see too much of Darby's power level, at least, and I mean, unlike Toma, who we have at least seen what power level he's right now, and he's in a weakened state, unfortunately we haven't seen Darby at all. We at least know that he is, that his fire, it takes a lot of fire before he starts to get extremely weakened. Because as late as we've seen of the fight between Darby and Getten, we have seen Darby be able to block or burn Getten's ice dragons, I believe at least 2 of them, with ease, with giant mountains of flames, and he didn't see too much. Alright, I need to finish this quickly or I'll get defeated. How he even said he could burn Getten down, so if we take his word for it, everything Getten does, which we'll get later, Darby can do and beat. So yeah, Darby has a lot of firepower behind him. I think that the level, that the highest we've seen Darby's fire is a normal sized building or normal sized house, or 2-story tall house, almost twice the size of a 2-story house. So yeah, he is powerful. We don't know exactly how his physical and taking damage is, but so far he is definitely one of the more powerful members. I think he was even confirmed to be the strongest member in the Vanguard Action Squad. So yeah, that's something. Darby is fucking powerful. Now let's go to Toga. Now Toga is more of a tricky one to say, because her main method of fighting is sneaking on someone and stabbing them, and even now, stabbing them and then sucking the blood out of them thanks to her tube or something, whatever that thing is called, I don't care. But yeah, but now she got an upgrade. Not only does she can transform herself into another person to kill it, to sneak on people easier, now she can also use the quirks if she's aware how to use it. So the one we see as an example is Ochako. So Toga saw how Ochako uses her quirk and she used it. Now the question is how it works with other people, like Jiro. How would she use her quirk, or Endeavor, or Darby? Like, Ochako has a very specific way of using her quirk, so I wonder if Toga, when it comes to other characters like Darby or someone like that, if she could just send fire out like no problem. Maybe a little hard time control, but send a flame out. Now, remember, this quirk, even though this boost of quirk does give her a better advantage, it's really more of a better version of NATO's quirk. It still has a time limit, it still depends on you knowing how the quirk is operated, and you also need to consider the different body, because she transforms her into other people to use it. So yeah. It's dangerous, but it's more of an extra bonus when it comes to pretending to be someone else. The real danger comes if she and her partner, not romantic, her partner, in a sense, her teammate, Twice comes. Because Twice has recently gotten rid of his trauma, and let's just say that right now, he can duplicate himself, and I believe the number of duplicates is around 200,000. I might be exaggerating, or maybe I'm taking the mistranslation too seriously, but I don't believe there was anything stated or even hinting at him having a limit that he couldn't make 200,000 soldiers or more. Hell, I don't even think there was ever. I mean, there was a limit on how many duplicates of other people he could make. But with duplicates of himself, he can make quite a lot. I mean, seriously, let's think about this. Even if he doesn't make duplicates of himself, he can make a duplicate of himself first, and then another League of Legends member, like let's say Dobby, and then that duplicate twice makes another version of him and another Dobby, and so on and so forth. He gets a giant army, no problem. Even if Twice doesn't duplicate himself, which would increase the numbers a lot more than if he duplicates himself and another person, like Toga. But, you know, it's just a huge army and it will work quickly. The quickest way, Twice uses his quirk on himself and duplicates only himself. That will be quick. That will be quickly. If you want a giant army, like slowly building it up, duplicate yourself, make a copy of yourself, and someone else, and duplicate, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Twice himself can make a giant army. Granted, that army is weakened, but considering the fact that the League of Legends has Nomus and Gigantomachia, I would wonder how much that weakness with the stamina and strength really is going to be. I am very curious about that thing. Why did Curious have to die? But yeah, back to the discussion. So yeah, Twice is honestly one of the most powerful members, even if he makes weak copies. This. Now to Mr. Kompraska. He, for the most part, has been the punching bag of the My Hero Academia after his introduction. I mean, he got stopped by other students, he lost his arm, he got generally easily defeated by pretty much everyone. But remember, the reason why that's the case is because Kompraska's quirk is kind of the OP side. Because all it takes is one touch and you're over. And considering that he is so far seems to be a quick maneuver and athletic, it's best to knock him out before he gets the chance to use his skills. We don't know his combat, and we also don't know if there's a size problem or how much he can compress, but he compress a lot. Honestly, I wonder if Kompraska can do the same thing as Tomoa can do, in which he compresses the attacks from other people. Like if, let's say, Widastro used his attack on Kompraska, if Kompraska could shrink Widastro's attacks. I wonder if that could happen. Well, even if that's not the case, he can sure shrink a lot of people, and, well, let's just say if he gets that drop on you, he can compress you a lot. Now to Spinner. The last one, the main six. I just realized there's 6 of them. 6? Yeah, Spinner. We don't exactly know again too much about his improvements or anything, but we know that he is able to has a higher level of strength. I would say out of the people that don't have a strength increasing quirk in general, he's like probably one of the stronger ones, because he was able to lift a giant makeshift sword, which was impractical, but it was a giant makeshift, but it was a giant sword. So yeah, he has some level of strength, and he can also climb walls. We don't know if he can regenerate, but considering the fact he was hit during Gigantomachia's rampage, by what I don't exactly know, but he was hit by something, and he doesn't seem to be damaged whatsoever about it. I would wonder if he has regeneration. But honestly, the whole point of him is not to be something over the top, it's supposed to be something very basic, but still a decently strong character. Not the top in a high, but decently. However, he is actually first to be the weakest member, so yeah. Anyways, now we got the main six, time to all of their allies and all the other people working under Tomura. First is Giran. Now Giran doesn't seem to have any combat, neither does he seem to even have a quirk. Honestly, the only weapon we know is that he has a gun, but that's pretty much it. So Giran is more of a power in the sense of the underworld and getting things for the League of Villains. So him himself is not much of a big, powerful threat when it comes to combat. I mean, maybe it's going to be revealed later that Giran does have a quirk, or maybe Giran, after this experience with the Liberation Army, he decided to get back to the training thing and become stronger, or maybe something else. Or maybe his quirk is a quirk that would need some kind of equipment to make it stronger. But so far, he seems to just be a regular guy that's very famous in the underworld. Now after Giran, let's go into the man, the legend, the one-man army, the Hulk of the My Academia world, and a guy who, if we took the talk between Iron Man and Loki from Avengers, and we would switch Iron Man, Loki with our hero, let's say one of those people that works for that in charge of the heroes, and Iron Man with Loki, Iron Man with Tomura, he would say, we have a Hulk, Gigantomachia, the one-man army, the power beyond power, the unstoppable, and quite possibly the strongest captor in the series currently, based on pure power and not the details like Thomas' work, but pure power. Yep, Gigantomachia. How to describe his power level? Apparently, all the soldiers that attacked him in the Liberation Army were last in arms. He was destroying buildings, tossing people around, and Geta, a guy who is around Darby's level, sent 2 ice dragons at him, and they were nothing to him. And he is fast enough to charge from a forest to a city in, I'm assuming, a handful of minutes, considering the fact that I believe that the League of Legends had about 30 minutes, so they needed to have Ojiko transport them there to get there on time. So yeah, Gigantomachia is fast, powerful, and oh shit, everyone is screwed when they fight him. Like, there's no way that anyone's going to be able to beat him. So yeah, Gigantomachia, one, powerful. Also, here's a question for you all. If Twice were to copy Gigantomachia, how powerful would that be? I mean, I know, it's probably going to be extremely hard because Gigantomachia's size, and they need to go by the spikes and all the other details, but let's say Twice makes a perfect, all that he needs to do, which right now could be possibly easier, considering the fact all the supplies they get from Ujiko and the Liberation Army. But yeah, now that imagine if Twice makes a copy of Gigantomachia. I mean, he's already like top tier, probably the third strongest after Prime All Might and Prime All For One. And now he's on the League of Villains side, seemingly not really being weakened by anything, and on a team with a guy who can make a copy of him. And I don't know about you, but Gigantomachia looks like a guy who would probably be able to be only defeated by the 10 strongest heroes and maybe a couple of more. in, to defeat one of his copies. So yeah, shit, Tomoka is himself a powerhouse beyond power. And now to the next character we'll be talking about is Ojiko. So far Ojiko doesn't seem to have any quirk of his own, and combat doesn't seem to be his forte as well, or maybe he'll go into his, or maybe he's going to have a similar to like a Hulk form where in reality he's this weak, fat, old man, but then he activates his quirk and he becomes a bulking raging beast. Or maybe he had a quirk like that to himself. I mean, as far as we know, he could have it. But the power from Ojiko doesn't come from if he comes from the high-end normals, which he has 11 if I remember correctly. And I also believe he has something else. We don't know what that else is. I mean, it could be another weapon or it could be another normal. I'm imagining a normal that's like final form Kaichisake from the old Kaichisake. Imagine that beast as a normal. That would be one power beyond power. So yeah, powerful. So yeah, powerful. Normal, higher normals are extremely powerful. And even if they are going to be weaker, because that was kind of the thing with the original normals, like the first one, all might level, everyone else, Endeavor can deal in a semi-hard way, but mostly he can do it decently. But even if those normals aren't as powerful as the higher normal, they will be a lot more powerful than every other normal. So yeah, those normals there are going to be one powerhouses. Hell, and that's assuming they're weaker. I mean, they could just be more powerful than him. Even would be enough. You're saying it took number 2 and number 1 to take one of them down. Now imagine 11 of them. I don't think they will have the chance. So yeah. No, high normals, amazing power sources. Now, before we get to all the other members, to all the allies, let's also discuss the fact that the League of Villains have, I believe, temperamental quirk erasing bullets and the permanent quirk erasing bullets. Now, we don't know if there's a way for Ojiko to make copies of those, or if Ojiko can give enough information to Twice to make a copy of them. But still, a handful of bullets that can erase people's quirks. That's some power. I mean, let's think about it. What is the number 5 Miryu, the number 5, that's the number 5 field, do if she loses her quirk? I mean, even if they are not the powerhouses from the League of Villains, those are them soldiers they have now. Even they can defeat her right now if she loses her quirk. So yeah, those quirk erasing bullets, even if they don't make copies of them, they will be more than enough powerful to cause a trouble. So yeah. Now to the allies and the 2 members that we so far don't exactly know how much they'll do for them. First thing, the Liberation Army. The Liberation Army right now is pretty much confirmed to work for the League of Villains. I feel like Toma was like, yeah, sure, join, whatever. First give me food and then we'll talk about what we're gonna do with you all. So yeah. Right, so yeah. For Hidashito, I don't know exactly if he'll join or if he will not, if he'll be used. Like, maybe he will be used or maybe he will not. The thing is the fact that Toma will probably allow Gira and Twice to get their payback on Hidashito because, he kinda had Gira tortured and cut his fingers off. So maybe they're going to just have a eye for an eye thing with them. Like, Gira will cut Hidashito's fingers away and then a bit of a smackdown on his face. And then they're just gonna be good because Gira is professional, so he will not have a too big of a problem. So yeah, I feel like we don't have a giant problem with the League of Villains having the Liberation Army work under them, but he will probably not respect them like whatsoever. Like if you come, I'm only going to do stuff if one of the main ones says. So yeah, it's debatable what will happen with Redastro. Also, the whole Lost Lakes. They probably can set that later or something. Or how? Who knows what Ojiko has? I mean, as far as we know, Ojiko could possibly heal limbs. Or Dobby maybe knows someone that could heal limbs. I don't know exactly. But yeah, Redastro, it's kind of ambiguous, but he is a powerhouse. How some people think that he's on the same level as Gigantomachia in his 150% form. Which I doubt it, but alright. He's powerful, to say the least. Now we have Skeptic, a guy who doesn't seem to have much of a comment on his own. It's more his turned everything that's around the human size into weaponry. That's more of a problem. Now that's another guy that can make an army up for the League of Villains. Like we have twice the Liberation Army and him and Skeptic. That's like 3 armies already. And that's assuming there are no normal high-end nomus that can make multiple nomus in himself. Oh my god, how many nomus are there? They're like League of Villains are getting armies like constantly. So yeah, Skeptic himself so far doesn't seem to have any weaponry. He doesn't even seem to have any tech to boost his quirk. Or it just comes from take a motorcycle, turn it into a soldier, and fight. That seems to be his forte. Trumpet, well, his speeches will rally people up and make them more powerful. And for what seems to be a very long time and very unlikely for someone to beat their control. Only Tomoa so far seems to be able to do it, and possibly Ophron, but so far we don't know. If it more. Chopper himself, like Skeptic, he doesn't seem to have any power behind him. It's more the soldiers he'll do. But who knows? Maybe he does have some kind of a combat weapon on himself. So I doubt that there will be no to Getten. Around Dobby's level, and all he needs to do is turn all the water into ice and he can manipulate them freely from what seems to be no limit. So, yeah, he's one powerful motherfucker. Okay. So, now to some of the heroes the Liberation Army have. So far, I believe we only saw 3 heroes. 2 of them we had nothing, like we don't even know their quirk or their names. But we know Slyango. He doesn't seem to be a known hero, so I can't imagine him being any stronger than, I feel like he's probably on the same level as the heroes that were doing those, that arc in which, the other students were working on I can't remember. I think it was the same arc as the Stains fight, but I think, Gunhead or Fort Kind, so I think he's on that level. But still, they are heroes. So I'm assuming they get so you get some information from them. Hell, that could possibly jeopardize Hawks' plan. I mean, however they're gonna try to take down the League of Villains, if they inform the heroes that are from... I mean, if they make like an assembling of all they call all the heroes to assemble and take down the League of Villains, all that those heroes need to do is contact someone in the Liberation Army or the League of Villains and tell them, hey, Hawks, it turns out he was actually a traitor. So we are planning an attack. This is all the information there is. Tell us what you need us to do. Just saying, that's possible, and that shows a help, and how I can imagine these heroes, they're probably more powerful than the army. Now let's talk about the army. The number of people there originally was I believe 164 500, I believe, or maybe somewhere around that number. But right now, I feel like there's a good chunk of it like that. So I think at least, let's say, half of it has been defeated. There's not as many of them as before. Although it's also debatable if those were all the people there in the city. I mean, it could be all these people that outside the city were not there, so that's still possible. So I would say at least around 600 or some, around 1,000 number would be. But yeah, and that's not where we are with the Liberation Army. We also have the equipment that the Industrials company has. Because remember, they do on the black market give equipment to give them for them to know what exactly are they facing. I mean, the beginning of the arc where they had Todoroki and Bakugo fight that villain, that was equipment he got from from Dastro's company. So they can make equipment to boost everyone's power for the Liberation Army. I mean, sure, they didn't have them use the civilians now, but if you want to make it publicly to show that it only takes a couple of civilians to take down the legal villains, you're not going to have them have their boosts of power. Hell, Curious and Trumpet were already kind of compromising with them using their equipment. Oh, why couldn't they keep Curious alive? She would be such a useful member! So yeah, the equipment, so far we don't know the limit of it and how much they have, but they can use it. Is there anything else I want to talk about with the Liberation Army? I feel like there was. Oh yeah, the Liberation Army also has their hands in business, in politics, and assuming in the news. So they have a lot backing them. So now the legal villains have news literally in their hands, business in types of selling things, literally they can provide, and, well, a lot, and politics. The League of Villains has everything right now. And now to the final two members that we're going to be talking about, and that's Hawks and the UA Traitor. Granted, we don't know if there is a UA Traitor anymore because this song doesn't really seem to hint in there being anyone, although it could be that there is an epilogue and they show us there is a traitor or some hint to it. But I just pick Kaminari as a representative of the traitor. Let's go through Hawks because we actually know about Hawks. So yeah, we don't know how much Hawks will work for the League of Villains, but let's just say things like some level of information will be held, and Hawks will at least, send some heroes for the League of Villains to beat them or do something. We don't exactly know how Toma will use Hawks, and I don't exactly know how much of a fight against the other heroes Hawks will do. And we assume he got rid of Bashinas, but we don't know what else will happen. So yeah, Hawk's kind of an enigma right now, but who knows how much he can be used, how much the League of Villains are going to use him for, and what's the limit on the things he'll be doing. That's the question also. As for the traitor, I can't say anything. Like, we don't know exactly what. I mean, even though I believe it's Tomoa or Kaminari, the traitor, it could very well be someone else. It could be Toru, or hell, they could be a completely random member, or a member of Jiku has something, or a normal or something that gives them information, but we don't know so far. Man, I really hope that after this arc, we actually get an arc in which the teachers are actually be more proactive in investigating, alright, who is the traitor? Which, honestly, well, I feel like right now there should be. I mean, the League of Villains just got the power to destroy cities. So, you can't just, alright, keep your eyes open and report if you see anything suspicious. I feel like the next arc will go into great detail who the traitor is. But so far, for the traitor, we don't know. we can say it's either a character that has a quirk that can be used for spying, or it's a character with a powerful quirk whose one asset would be to give information and get information and inform the League of Villains. We don't know. But yeah, the League of Villains are fucking powerful. I mean, they have at least 2 people that can make armies for themselves, make their own armies, a guy who's an army on himself, an army, high-end Nomus, which are already city busters, their leader can destroy cities, 2 decently powerful, and a couple of random soldiers, but they are also powerful in their own way against the certain people. Yeah, the League of Villains is a big threat. They are finally a threat that everyone has been building them up to be from the last couple of arcs. Because, I'll be honest, I think I already mentioned this, but honestly, in the last arc, every time someone said, oh, the League of Villains, they're powerhouses, so this is going to give them an easier way to defeat them. Every time it was said something like this, I rolled my eyes. Alright, how are the League of Villains threats now? But right now, I'm like, alright, the League of Villains are one powerful threat, like, there is shit, what will the Heroes do? How will they win? I mean, we know they'll win, but let's be honest, we are all still wondering how will they fucking win. Now, anyways, I hope you liked this video, and I hope you're gonna leave a like and subscribe to watch out for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you people next time. Bye.